Robert Kiyosaki, Warren Buffett, and Pete Adeny, what do they all have in common? They don't have to wake up at 7 a.m., go to a job they don't like, and deal with people like Greg, who somehow turned the office microwave into his personal fish smoker. Seriously, Greg? Fish again? They never have to work again because their investments generate enough income to pay for everything, and thousands of people have copied their strategies and achieved similar success. So what do they invest in? I've spent over 100 hours searching for the answer to this very question. By the end of this, I'll reveal what their income generating assets are so you can break free from your unfulfilling job and Greg. If Kiyosaki had a slogan, it'd be cash flow and tax avoidance. That should give you a hint about his main income generating asset. This asset not only gives him income every month, but also lets him legally avoid taxes. Can you guess what it is? That's right, real estate. Although you can invest in real estate by buying a property and selling it for more, that's not his goal. Instead, he buys properties to collect rent every month. Depending on the area and other factors, you can earn $1,000 or more per house per month. Here's the kicker though. You don't need to pay taxes on the full rental income. Instead, you take the income and subtract the property's wear and tear over time, a process called depreciation. So if your rental income is $1,000 a month and the depreciation is $100 a month, you only have to pay taxes on the $900 difference. Some of you might be wondering, this sounds great, but I don't have any money to invest. That's fine, because do you know what's even better than using your own money? Using other people's money. Kiyosaki is a master at doing this. He borrows money from places like banks, so he rarely uses his own money. I'll admit, investing in real estate is no walk in the park, and you do need to put in a lot of time and effort to deal with renters, property maintenance, and so on. If you want an easier way to invest in real estate, you do have another option. You can invest in companies that own and manage real estate. Most of the income they earn will be paid out to you in the form of a dividend. These are called real estate investment trusts, REITs. You can think of them like the Temu version of real estate investing. They can be easily bought and sold online with a click of a button. When you invest in a REIT, you will not only get dividends, but also if the value of the REIT goes up, you can sell it for a profit. REITs usually have annual returns of around 1 to 10%. The great news with REITs is that there are a lot of choices. The bad news with REITs is that there are a lot of choices. There are REITs for different sectors, property types, locations, and so on. If real estate isn't for you, there are other easy options that can generate income. What if I told you you can own a part of Apple, and every time someone buys an iPhone, you get a percentage of the profits? That's exactly what a stock lets you do. When you buy a stock, you own a very small part of the company and you can get some of its profits every few months. Unfortunately, this does not mean that you can walk into an Apple store and ask for a free iPhone. Believe me, I've tried. Over time, the stock can increase in value. If you use $22 to buy an Apple stock in 1980, your $22 investment would be worth over $230 today. This is what Buffett does. He buys the stocks of great companies and holds them for 2,965 years. He profits not only from the dividends, but also from the stock's price growth. Now, this doesn't mean that every stock will go up over time. In fact, some don't, and you can actually end up losing money. So, what can you do? What if you aren't great at picking companies like Buffett is? Luckily, John Bogle created a solution to this problem. Instead of trying to find the needle in the haystack and trying to predict which companies will do well, you simply buy the haystack. For a very low cost, you can own a small part of the top 500 US companies using an index fund. These companies have produced an average return of 10% per year for the last few decades. If you invested $100 in 1980, it would be worth over $16,000 today. This is what Adeny did to retire at 30. He saved a portion of his salary and consistently invested it into index funds. Even though they reached financial independence through different income-generating assets, there was one asset they all invested in. This investment will help you crush inflation instead of the other way around. What is it? You. Buffett once said, the best investment by far is anything that develops yourself, and it's not taxed at all. So what exactly does he mean by develop yourself, and how can you do it? This next video will break it down, and it's something you definitely don't want to miss. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe.